Coach Sherwin here from AP Baller, basketball training that unifies the strength and conditioning with the skill. Now today what we're going to be doing is looking at basketball mobility. I like to call it the mobility 3. So these are three mobility exercises that are going to give you new available ranges for basketball gameplay. So I would say that basketball is about mobility as it is about being stronger, faster, or jumping as high as possible. If you can't move effectively and efficiently on the court, you're not really going to be a factor in the game. We've all heard it before, get low on defense, or when you're doing a breakdown move, you want to stay as low as possible. But what if low for me isn't low for your standards? What if I don't know what low is? So I think what that means is that we need to find and get more new available ranges for you so that you're able to get low for basketball gameplay. Okay, so we're going to look at those 3 mobility exercises that we give to our clients to improve their hip mobility. Today we have here Rashawn Brown, pro basketball player, and he's going to demonstrate the 3 mobility exercises that we give our basketball training clients. So the first thing we're going to do, or the equipment actually that we need, is we're going to need a kettlebell. So Rashawn, go ahead and get yourself a kettlebell, or a dumbbell, or something that is weighted. And I want you to check out the caption below on the post to get a beginner level standard of weight that you can use for your beginner athlete. So that way you can pick the appropriate weight. You'll also need a mat. So for this particular one, the first drill that we're going to do is called a loaded goblet squat. So what Rashawn is going to do here is he's going to pick up the kettlebell and he's going to hold it close to his chest. Now the reason why I like the loaded goblet squat, it does 2 things: core strengthening and improved hip mobility. Now, with the core straightening, because the weight is in the front, it automatically engages his core and it stiffens up his posture. And that helps to dissociate lumbar spine, or the low back, with trying to compensate for getting lower into the squat position. Okay? If you didn't have that weight, the tendency is that people start to feel like they're getting lower, but in real life, they're just putting their face closer to the ground. Okay? So he's going to put that kettlebell up. He's going to assume in a position that's about slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Now, if you're really good at this, if you got mobile hips, you can assume your natural defensive stance so you can go wider. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to separate the floor. So he's going to have active tension separating the floor, imagining that he has a line between his feet as he descends into the squat. And when he descends, he's actively pulling himself down into the pocket. He's looking straight ahead, trying to focus on a spot on the wall. Or if you're using a mirror, look at your positioning. Look at your form. Do you look like Rashawn when you are performing the loaded goblet squat? Let's go ahead. Hold it right there. When you're in the low position in the pocket, what you're going to do is you're going to pry your hips open with your elbows. Okay? You're going to hold that position for about a 2 count, then you're going to come up, leading with the chest up, still separating the floor with your feet, and then repeating again. We're going to repeat this about 5 to 7 times, where you're sitting in the pocket for a 2 count and prying your hips open. If you want to, more advanced people, you can separate the floor for 3 or more seconds. Always leading with the chest on the come up and separating the floor with your feet. Perfect. Okay, so now the next mobility drill. Let's move that kettlebell aside. The next mobility drill is a knees over toes split squat. And I want to give real quick credit here to Coach Matt at Alliance Athletics for showing me the benefits of this exercise, and now we use quite a bit for our athletes as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to have a get into a split stance position, and you're going to shift your body weight forward. Stay floating on that back knee. There you go. You want to shift your weight so that your knees are going well past your toes, and you're posturing up as well. Okay? Get low as you can. You hold that position for a 1-2 count, come back up, and then go back down again. Now you don't need to do this on a mat, you can do this on the floor. We just have the mat so that it spares his knees if he falls down. But he wants to shift his weight forward, knees going far past his toes, and if he does elevate the heel, the front heel, that's okay too. What I like about this exercise, and keep going as I explain away, what I really like about this exercise is getting functional lengthening of the quads, functional lengthening of the Achilles tendon, the patellar tendon, the upper fibers of the hamstring, and the opposite hip flexor. Okay? And what he's going to do here, he's going to do about 5 per side, shifting, holding for 1-2, and then coming back up. Always trying to get more. Perfect. Now, I do want to point out a couple of modifications, actually one modification. There may be a time, or there may be some of you out there that have knee pain when doing this, and that's okay. What we want to do is we want to stay out of the knee pain range and modify the exercise by just going reverse. So instead of doing that knees over toes, what we'll do is we'll step back, as far back, long stride, and he's just going to sit there, 1-2, the same tempo, the same rep range, he just wants to reverse back. And what we've done here is we've changed the muscular tension from being a quad dominant exercise or stretch, changing the tension now to the glutes and alleviating some of that pressure underneath the kneecap. Okay, let's do a couple on the other side as well. Just like that. Big long stride, stepping back. Still feeling a nice stretch in the upper hamstring, opposite hip flexor, but alleviating some of that pressure on the kneecap. Perfect. Now the last mobility exercise here is the frog stretch. Rashawn, let's get you into that frog stretch position. He's going to get into this right here, and he's going to split his knees as far apart as possible. Now what he's going to do is his target is to get his chest on the ground. Okay? And then from here, he's going to push his weight back to his heels. So he's actively pushing back. There you go. Good. And he's going to hold that position for a 3 to 5 count. Once he's done, he's going to shift his weight back forward because we want to get the hip capsule fibers or different stretches on the hip capsule, and then move back. Hold that position. Perfect. We're going to repeat this for about 5. Always about a 3 to 5 count in the bottom portion. Now we want to add some rotation to this. Okay? Now, what he wants to do is he's starting with his right hand, he's going to actively reach under his left, and he's going to also push up with his left. So an active reach and a push up. And now we have, not only do we have adductor stretching, we have also torso rotation improvements here. There we go, just like that. Again, actively reaching, actively pushing up. He's going to hold that position for a 3 to 5 count and then go to the other side. We're going to repeat that rotation 3 to 4 times per side. Perfect. Let's just do one more to the other side. And then we're going to show the final rotation, which is hip internal rotation. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. You still split it. There you go. So we're still in this split position. Go chest down. Right there is perfect. Now what we're going to do, shift your hips back right there. And we're going to start with his right foot. And what he's going to do is he's going to try and lift it up as high as he can off the ground. Hold it for 1 count, back down. Let's go 5 on the right foot, 5 on the left foot. And you can see here now we're starting to get hip internal rotation in the frog stretch position. So we are stretching the adductors and getting some end range hip internal rotation. Good job, Rashawn, looks good. Perfect. Good. So those are the mobility exercises that we use with our basketball clients for them to acquire new ranges of movement on the basketball court. I would say that you can do this on a daily basis. You can do this before your workout. You can do this every day, really. There's no such thing as a bad time to work on your mobility. Thank you for watching. If you want more basketball-specific training info, please give us a follow on Instagram and stay up to date with our training content to take your game to the next level.